Okay, hello, welcome to the third episode of this localization of Chinese games, a series that I'm gonna be doing on YouTube. So today, I want to do this game called Gate of Ages Eon Strife. Now, when I was looking at this game, I noticed something kind of interesting. Once it comes up here. So if you notice, it says Exceptional Global. I don't know if it's intentionally spelt wrong, if that's like them trying to be cool, or if it was on purpose. Even so, doing things like this sometimes can be a little risky in terms of branding, I feel. Especially if you're not really a well-known company. It can come across as you making a mistake. That's just my take on it. Maybe they get away with it. But the other thing I want to point out here is we have this little insignia here, which is the insignia for NetEase games. And then when we come down here and we go to developer contact, we have NetEase. So why are they doing this? A lot of gaming companies in China will have multiple names for their company. Or not for their same company, they'll make up another name for a company and then release different games underneath that. I think that's a pretty good strategy if they're doing it for the reason that I think it is that if one game doesn't do too well underneath one company name, especially if that company, that game makes a mistake, gets bad reputation, they can release games underneath another name and be safe from that. Or they can even, I've seen companies release basically the same game with different names underneath different company names. Maybe the gameplay will be basically the same, but the character in the game will look a little bit different. And that's a good strategy because if just to see what the players like. Do they like a girl character with glasses? Do they like a girl character with blonde hair? Whatever. But on the other hand, I'm always kind of worried that this looks a little shady to some people. Like if not all gamers, most gamers probably don't care, but if NetEase wants to become the global company that it wants to become, which I've started seeing it make some really good moves to become that type of company. They've hired executives from well-known American companies like Netflix recently, and even in Japan they've hired some people from big Japanese gaming companies like Bandai. And so it seems like they're making some acquisitions that are pretty smart in terms of getting the company to become an international brand. But if they continue to do things that newer Chinese gaming companies do, like having different names and having their branding here, but also having a separate name, and also that separate name can't be found anywhere in the media, anywhere online, it might look a little shady and hurt the company's brand. Maybe not. Probably not, but it's just my take on it. So, also we have this address Singapore. A lot of Chinese companies have been going to Singapore recently and setting up branches there. And they say they're Singaporean on their websites or on their LinkedIn when they're actually still a Chinese company. And that's for multiple reasons, because of the zero COVID policy last year to get around the regulations in terms of banking in China, to get around some of the gaming regulations, or just because doing business outside of China might be a little easier. To send money and stuff is easier. But on the other side, it might hurt their branding too, because they're not lying, but somebody who doesn't know any better will assume that this company is not Chinese. And sometimes maybe some companies go to other countries to set up their offices to get away from being classed as a Chinese company, which I totally understand where they're coming from. Especially in America, there's still a lot of hatred for things attached to the Chinese government, to communism, and it hurts companies' branding. So by branding yourself as a non-Chinese company, you can get around that. And there's still loads of people who will never touch something if it's made in China, sadly. But at the same time, it begs the question, is it going to hurt these companies if they say that they're based in this location when their main office actually is in Shanghai or Shenzhen or Beijing. So yeah, let's just take a quick look at the About This Game section, see if there's any problems here. A sandbox strategy game featuring a huge span of space and time. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird to me. Featuring a huge span of it. What are they trying to say? They're trying to say here that it takes place across a large amount of space and across a lot of time, but I'm not sure if this is the best way to present that meaning here. It's kind of a weird sentence to me. Legend has it that in the deepest part of a mysterious land shrouded in mists erects a gate that spans time and space. This looks like it's literally translated. It should be stands a gate, not erects a gate. And I can probably understand what the word in Chinese could be interpreted in similar ways. By entering which explorers will find the most precious treasures. It looks like it's been literally translated. It should be period. Explorers who enter this will find the most precious treasures, not this run-on sentence here. Develop your heroes and make the best of their strengths. Develop is a really kind of Chinglish way of saying this. It's fine, but I've always had problems with it. It should be more like train your heroes, not develop. Develops more like creating software or something that's not non-living. Heroes of 7 different races should be there are heroes of 7 different races, or the game includes heroes of 7 different races, each with their own unique skills and talents, or each with unique skills and talents is fine, but the beginning of the sentence, it doesn't start correctly. Crew heroes to expand your terror and build your fame. Break the seal of the ancient gods and enter the gate of endless wealth. Okay, that's a little better, I suppose. Join an alliance and enjoy alliance bonuses. Develop technologies. Construct your homeland. I guess it could be develop your homeland. Construct your homeland. Construct is more like building one particular building, not like your homeland itself. It gets a pass. It's fine, but I feel like there could be a better way of writing this. It can issue edicts and enjoy the benefits from your alliance, and enjoy your alliance's benefits. Sounds a bit more natural here. A qualified lord has no permanent friends or foes, only interests. Construct, expand. I put a comma here because if the focus on America, usually it's a comma, but that's like a really nitpicky grammar Nazi kind of thing to do. Enjoy free march and city occupation in the seasonal tournament. That's Chinglish. During seasonal tournaments, enjoy the ability to freely march and occupy cities is a better way of doing this. Now in Chinese, you can have words that can act as verbs or nouns, and you can have sentences like this where occupation is used in kind of a noun way, but in English you can't really say it in this way. It's just better to say in seasonal tournaments, enjoy the ability to freely march and occupy cities. So in that sentence, it's a verb, not a noun. When it's written like this, it just sounds kind of weird. Build, expand, conquer, and enjoy thrilling battles. Okay, so yeah, even NetEase has issues with the descriptions of their games. And NetEase is the second biggest gaming company in China, and like I said, they've been doing some pretty good things expanding internationally, definitely in America over the past couple of years. And it's interesting to me that some of their games still have issues with the descriptions. Like I said before, and like I'll say a million times again, this won't affect every player, but there's definitely people out there who look at this and say like, oh, this game is not the best, and it probably won't affect their revenue like that much, but if they want to be a professional company, if they want to be taken seriously internationally, like up there with Nintendo and Sony, who really, if never have any issues with localization like this, then these little things will have to be changed. So yeah, let's take a look at these pictures. Countdown to your crown. What does that mean? I don't even know. 8 clans, good. 0, this is In lots of languages, the V sign for money goes after, but in America, the dollar sign goes before the zero. So somebody who wrote this wasn't aware of that. 100 plus heroes, 100,000 plus battlers. Okay, that stuff's okay, I suppose. Right, let's see the game. There we go, NetEase Games. Passion of gamers. I've always felt like that was a Chinglish way of things, saying something. Or a gamer's passion, maybe a better phrase, right? This could just be enter, not enter the game. It looks like there's too much words in this one little area here. Why is land here capitalized? I don't know. Will it be used a lot more in the game? I'm not sure. We'll have to pay attention to this. And origin is not capitalized. Well, because this is like a title here. But I like the game. This is cool artwork. Little nice background here. Nice animation. Makes it look like they took some effort in that area. Nice animation again with these arrows. Players begin the game in their origin province. It could be, I guess, original province, but I suppose that's fine. Game in their origin province, fight to obtain resources, then finally move on to conquer the treasure-laden mystical Gate of Ages. Select your province of origin. Okay, wow, okay, this is a cool map. This looks nice. Alright, we got Combat Combust Canyon, and here Canyon is kind of cut off. And to be a UI UX person, you need to think of how it's going to show up on all different devices, not just the phone. And so I'm playing this on the computer now, so this could easily be a little longer with Canyon going over here, but instead it looks kind of weird with the YON here, right? With their flame of life dying out, the gods of ancient times now live in a deep canyon, where they chant the most ardent dirge. Maybe it could be dirges. I don't know if they're just singing the same one, or it's a small thing, but still, this isn't perfect. Province bounty, stat heart. Once he's said his prayers. Okay, why am I reading this weird? I don't know. Once he said his prayers, if you don't attack him, he'll abstain from tearing you apart. Once again, the wise here is weird. You are better off playing dead if you run into this guy. Okay, and then like here, like when you do this, you have to pull up to see the full letter. So this could be improved. Cool, let's look at some other ones. Arcane enchantments permeate this bitterly cold place. Why is mysterious capitalized here? No reason. Is shattering their highlands. The L here, once again, is weird. Look around and you will not see any living creature within range. Okay, this one's okay. Once again, though, the UI here is kind of bad. Cirrus, she knows all, and all she tells you is true. Through such trifles, she sends you into peril that you cannot easily escape from. This sentence, I think, was literally translated. I don't know what it means. It's kind of weird. I mean, I know what it means. She sends us to battle that you can't easily escape, but it's a really weirdly worded sentence. Defeat this fellow. Now, in Chinese, we got the word 活着, which I see translated, I'm guessing, because I see it translated into this word a lot. It's just a weird word in English. You don't use it that much in English. Maybe you'd use it like in some medieval thing where like they're in an inn and someone invites them over to the tables. Oh, why don't you fellows come over here? But in this context, it's just a weird word. Defeat this enemy would be better. Maybe the Chinese doesn't have Diren, but in English, the word here would be enemy, or this guardian or something, to earn a treasure chest. Alright, I'll do a few more of these, and then we'll call it a day for now. I still do think this is a really good interface, and it's just a shame that they haven't taken the time to make the English better, because in terms of mobile games, this is pretty cool. Even like the snow coming down is a nice effect that makes this game look like they took the effort. Just why did they not take the effort to make the English better? Probably because up until recently, NetEase wasn't really paying the best salaries to foreigners, or at least localizers. But recently they've done better from my research. Almost if it's frozen in time. This elven burial ground is silent. Like, once again, weird UI as a tomb. The barren trees and the freezing air seem to beckon eternity. Okay, nicely written. Beautiful look of the wood elf. What does that mean? This doesn't look like a beautiful elf. This looks like a strong elf man. Even so. Oh, there we go. Okay. Don't be fooled by the beautiful look of this wood elf. Or maybe you're talking about the wood elves in general, and this guy's different from them, because this one makes it sound like it's just talking about this guy. Don't be fooled by the beautiful look of the wood elves, or this wood elf. This elf's ruthless. Gosh, this elf's. Sorry about that. Even I can't be professional here. His ruthless cannibalistic manuals and writings reveal that revenge truly is a dish best served cold. Okay, that one's not too bad, but still, this guy does not look too beautiful to me. Alright, and last thing, I guess, before we end this, you can't see the full name here. I guess it's saying Black Serpent Island, but even so, like, this could be improved. The island could be down here. Right? Okay, cool. Well, if you want to see more of this game, let me know. There's so much work to be done and not enough work being given. And I definitely think that if the work was given, these games would be way better. But that is me for today. Thanks for watching.